So the keeper saved it. So it's still 2-1. And we're still at the right end for the celebrations with the Truro fans. So, yes. Oh! 3-2 Enfield. They scored 2 goals in a minute. And they're now winning 3-2 with an injury time. Literally like a minute left. And they... Welcome back, ground hoppers, to Matt the Ground Hopper channel. Now, I've had 2 weeks off. One was planned, one was definitely unplanned. The unplanned one was illness. I think I got COVID again for about the 10th time in about 4 years. But I'm back today and I'm in North London. And you're thinking, oh, where is he? Is he at Tottenham? Is he at Arsenal? Nah. I'm at Enfield Town. So I'm committing to my ground hopping around the National League South grounds today, and just got off the train station, walking up the A10. The ground's up here on the left hand side, and they are playing at home to Truro. Now Truro as a club absolutely fascinate me. They've had to do, by the way, they've had to do a 300-mile trek. So if there's any Truro fans today, and I will be looking out for them, 300 miles from Truro to here and back again, so that's a 600-mile round trip to watch National League South football. So that would be, well, that's pretty hardcore travelling for away fans. And you know, Truro pretty much represent Cornwall really, so yeah, they are the Cornish football team. But anyway, so I can see the ground in the distance just to the left of me. Enfield Town, 2 minds about coming here. But if you put sort of comments saying, look, get yourself to Enfield, because they've been in a bit of a relegation fight, and they've got themselves out of it, to be fair, because 2 months ago I think they were going to be relegated, but they've pulled out a string of good results and they could survive. But I'm in 2 minds whether to come today, because you know, I'm not very happy with Enfield Town. I've had the hump with them since May of last year, and the reason that is I witnessed them beat my beloved Chatham Town in the final of the Isthmian Premier League playoff final in Chatham. They won 3-0. So, you know, I've been a bit grumpy with them ever since. I've resisted coming here, but I thought today would be a good opportunity to come and see them and see how they're getting on. See what sort of crowds they get. Quick Gillingham link straight away. Beginning of the video, Marcus Wiley, your former top scorer, who scored twice in that playoff final. Obviously signed for Gillingham, but as of today he's gone out on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge. So there's the Gillingham link straight away, beginning of the video. But anyway, I'm literally a couple minutes from the ground. I'll see you outside. Okay, I'm in the stadium. It's called the Queen Elizabeth II Stadium. Capacity is about 2,500. I'm in now. It kicked off, as you can see behind me. It's quite big. There's lots of space to stand around the ground. You can walk about as well, which is obviously what I like doing. But there's a big but. A big but for me, and that is it is an athletic stadium. Here we go. Look at the track going round. One of my pet hates is athletics grounds. For football grounds, you know, I've been to Chelmsford, I didn't like it. I've been to Hornchurch, I absolutely hated it. And this one is better than Hornchurch, if I'm being honest. You've got a really decent main stand, which is like an Art Deco cafe stand. So that gives it a bit of character. But you're so far from the pitch. You know, you're quite a long way away. It's very hard to generate any sort of atmosphere. But you've got sort of terracing pretty much behind both goals with sort of little roofs, sort of corrugated roofs, and you've got a little main sort of temporary stand opposite the main stand, which probably holds about, I don't know, a couple of hundred people. Yeah, so anyway, so it's nice sunny day behind me here, but currently I'm not the biggest fan of this stadium, but walk around. I'm trying to keep an open mind on it, but I just struggle with these grounds. I really do. It feels very continental. But yeah, currently 0-0, a few minutes in. Enfield versus Truro. There are some Truro fans here, and they've got the Truro coach in the corner as well, so there's a hell of a trek for them. 300 mile one way, as I said earlier on. And I did think if Truro, they're doing very well in this league, if they get promoted into the National League, they potentially could be playing Gateshead, Hartlepool and possibly Carlisle. See, that's a hell of a journey. Truro to Carlisle for a National League game. Crazy, but there we go. A break in play, but it is still 0-0. Okay, a couple minutes in Truro, I've got a penalty, so I walked around to this side of the ground to film the penalty, but yeah, so it could be an early lead for Truro, but well, it's 1-0 to Truro. There we go, we've got the penalty. Fans are behind me. There are a few fans. They've got the old Cornwall flags sort of pinned to the back of the stand. But I'm just fascinated by Truro because they are pretty much the only club in Cornwall of a decent level. They're almost like representing Cornwall as a county, a bit like the Cornish Pirates Rugby Union Club. And so if they were to get to the National League, that would do quite a lot for Cornwall football in Cornwall, I presume. Put them really on the map. But yeah, so there. So, but I say, very ardent fans out here. So my hat goes off to them because that is a hell of a journey for this sort of level. But you know, that's what football fans do at this level, and that's why I've got lots of respect for fans of all levels, but especially non-league fans, because they come to grounds like this, which is not the greatest of venues, but they still make the journey to watch their team. So my hat goes off to you. But it is now Enfield 0, Truro 1. Wow, old Truro knocking on the door for a second. But there we go, I'm with the fans here now. There's quite a few of them actually. So I'm quite impressed with that. But it's still 1-0, but I've had a couple of decent chances. It's been all Truro. But come on, Truro. But it's still 1-0. I want to give a bit of credit to Enfield Town because a couple of months ago they were completely dead and buried. Looks like they were definitely going straight back down again, sort of up and down again, back down to the Isthmian Premier. But they've had a bit of a flurry and they've done pretty well actually. They're fifth at bottom now. There's a little bit of a cushion as well. They pretty much replaced Welling, who have dropped into the bottom four. So they could well get out of this and actually survive in this league because they had a terrible start to the season after that playoff win against Chatham Town, as I keep grizzling on about. But Truro as well, I've been to Truro. I was on a holiday in Cornwall a couple of years ago, and I was in Truro, and I actually visited your old ground, Truro's old ground, which they don't play there anymore, but they were sharing at the point, they were sharing it down at Plymouth Parkway. But I know you've got your new ground in Truro, so I have to get down there and actually get myself down and actually view that ground, because so it's very quiet, the stadium, because you can't really generate the atmosphere, as I said earlier on, because it's so far away from the pitch, because you've got the track running around. You don't get that sort of that closeness as you would other grounds. But I forgot to mention that the Enfield is a fan-owned club. They reformed in 2001. The fans were unhappy with the old setup, so they reformed. They sold their old ground. They played away in the ground share for a few years, but they come to this ground about 15 years ago. You know, I mentioned earlier on, they got promoted last season along with Hornchurch, and both them clubs have athletic stadiums. So both grounds into this division above National League South, you know, from a ground hopping point of view, not the greatest. And the grounds they replaced were Dartford and Dover, who have decent grounds for that level, which are now in the Isthmian Premier. But still 1-0. Enfield have picked up a bit now, so I think there's more goals in this game. But atmosphere-wise, a little bit disappointing. But I might go and stand by the Enfield fans in a minute, because they'll seem to be over that end. Obviously, Truro fans are just behind me here. But yeah, but it is still 0-1. Oh. Okay, so we've got another penalty for Truro. it's 2 penalties within about half an hour. So I'm walking back to this end again to see him take the penalty. It's another penalty to Truro. Okay, Enfield 0, Truro penalties 2. Well worth their 600-mile round trip. So I got some lunch here when I come in. Got myself a steak slice, which is very nice, to be fair. But there's a big pile of sausage rolls, and I said, I'll have one of them sausage rolls. And the girl said, look, unfortunately, they are vegan sausage rolls. Do you still want it? And I was like, no, I don't want a vegan sausage roll. And I asked her, I said, who buys these things? And she said, well, we said a few, but I can't imagine out of a crowd of 500-600, many people are actually vegan. Truro on the attack now, so I didn't go for the vegan sausage roll in the end. But I'm trying to think of one good thing to say about Enfield as a club and a town. And one thing I would say is outside the ground on the A10, there is a drive-through Krispy Kreme donuts, which I haven't seen before in the UK. So that is definitely well worth a visit. One day, get yourself a coffee and a box of donuts. Sugar levels for the roof, but who cares sometimes. But so we are a couple minutes into the second half, and Enfield scores. It's now Enfield 1, Truro 2. So wrong end of the pitch, because I'm still with the Truro fans, albeit the other side of the ground. But so it's now 1-2. We've literally a couple minutes gone, second half. So this is ground number 17 out of the National League South. So I'm getting through them. What's that? League 7 left. Gets a bit trickier now. I think we've got Hemel Hempstead to do, which is localish. Then everything's sort of West Country after that. But price today again was £15, which I think was pretty reasonable. £15 for this level, if I'm being honest. I'm sort of feeling sorry a bit for the Truro fans and the players, because they've got a lot of travelling to do, because most of their games away from home are sort of in and around London. But then I start thinking to myself, but you live in Cornwall, and Cornwall's such a lovely place to live in, so I don't really feel sorry for them now, because you live in an amazing part of the UK. But here they go, look, they're just out, they're in fine fettle, fine voice, but we're still heading for a 2-1 Truro win. Yeah, but so far so good. Well, we've got another penalty, a third penalty that end of the ground, but this time it is for Enfield. So this to equalise, but it's a penalty to Enfield. So the keeper saved it. So it's still 2-1. I'm still at the right end for the celebrations of the Truro fans. So yeah, so we've had 3 penalties and 2 scored on one side, but it's still 2-1 to Truro. Come on. So I don't normally ask this early in the video, but make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It is free to do. Drop us a comment. I always reply to all the comments. And drop us a like and a notification as well. And also as well, I'm also on Substack now. So if you don't know what that is, go to substack.com. Under the search bar, check out Matt the Groundhopper. And I basically, journals and newsletters I write pretty much on a daily basis. And there'll be one for this game today, which I'll probably post in a few days' time. But yeah, so check out me on Substack as well. Subscribe to that. Click the orange subscribe button, and I'll see you over on that platform as well. Keep clicking. Oh! Wow, Enfield have just equalised. We were in injury time. To be fair, they've been better second half. It was all Truro first half, Enfield second half, and they've had a penalty saved as well, and they probably deserve it. So it's now 2-2. That equaliser, they're trying to pull away from the relegation zone. That might just, it's another step closer to keeping this league, but it is now 2-2. I feel sorry for this lot. The Truro fans have got this 5-hour return journey because they were 2-0 up, but it's now 2-2. Enfield have scored again. It's at 3-2 Enfield. They've scored 2 goals in a minute, and they're now winning 3-2 with an injury time, literally like a minute left, and they've completely turned this game around. But the Chrome Crowd have gone absolute bananas. But it's now Enfield 3, Truro 2, and this lot behind me must be really fed up now. But fair play to Enfield, they completely turn it round. Look, going completely nuts, and that really will be a massive boost in the arm for their relegation survival. But Enfield 3, Truro 2. Wow, what a game of football that was. So we had 3 penalties, 2 goals in injury time. It's like a script from Ryder Rovers. But very enjoyable right at the end. I think Enfield, did they deserve it? I think 2-2 was a fair result, but they fair play to them. They pushed right to the end, got them 2 goals in injury time, and that really pulls them away now from the bottom 4. That would have been a blow to the 4 clubs at the bottom because there's a bit of daylight now. But no, as I say, enjoyable. Ground-wise, I don't like his athletics grounds. I said earlier on, if I could compare it to the other 2 athletics grounds in this league with Chelmsford and Hornchurch, I'll say it's the better out of the 3, purely because of the main stand being sort of Art Deco and a bit of character about it. And also you've got 2 stands behind the goal within the track, which you also have at Chelmsford, but you don't have that at Hornchurch. So it gives it more of an enclosed feel. You can be right next to the goal because you are close to the goal, but as I say, I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's their home. I'm not going to keep knocking it. It's just not for me. But anyway, thank you for getting to the end. As I always say, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done it before, it is free to do. Drop us a comment and drop us a like as well. I'll reply to all the comments, and drop us visit me over at Substack, substack.com, under the search bar, Matt the Groundhopper. This face pops up, and drop us a like and maybe a subscribe on that platform as well. As I say, there will be a video or an article on this video later on in the week, but I post pretty much on most days, and it's a new venture for me, so hopefully I can see you over there as well. But anyway, thanks again. Crowd wise, they said, I didn't quite get the number, I think they said it was just over 700. I think they said 734, but yeah, so just over 700. But as I say, Enfield Town, they'll be buoyed by that, and yeah, very good end to the game. Thanks again, and I'll see you at my next ground hopping ground, my very sunny North London in Enfield. Bye for now.